Hello students, it's your history teacher with another online lecture and a whole new unit. In fact, this is the last unit for the first year and it's ancient Rome. Today's video will be for Monday lesson and also Friday lesson. So I will start with the geography of ancient Rome. Ancient Rome was located in the Apennine Peninsula and the island of Sicily. This area, in comparison to ancient Greece, was very suitable for agriculture, so it was fertile. Aj pri starovekom Ríme je veľmi dôležité vidieť, aká bola teda geografia tejto civilizácie, tohto územia. Čiže Apeninský poloostrov, poloostrov, kde by sme hľadali dnešné Taliansko, teda ten poloostrov, ktorý vyzerá ako čižma. Ako určite viete, lebo myslím si, že určite zo pár vás boli v Taliansku na dovolenke. Táto krajina je teda na rozdiel od Grécka veľmi úrodná. Čiže ako som dala aj do testu otázku, napríklad akú zem malo väčšinou staroveké Grécko, bola to teda hornatá, taká kopcovitá krajina, ktorá bola suchá, s nedostatkom minerálov, tak vlastne Apeninský poloostrov bol na tom oveľa lepšie. Also, in comparison to ancient Greece, the Apennine Peninsula was not divided into isolated regions. This was mostly because it was not so mountainous as ancient Greece. Okay, so in ancient Greece there were many city-states created, but the Apennines did not divide this land so much. So this was good for the creation of one united empire. So, as I mentioned, the mountains there were the Apennines, but they were not so high mountains, and there still are, the Alps in the north. This fact is very important because the Alps are really high mountains, and shape of this peninsula, together with the Alps in the north, defended this peninsula against its invaders. Okay, so it was like natural border that protected the ancient Rome. City of Rome was built on 7 rolling hills on the Tiber River near the Mediterranean Sea. Hovorí sa teda, že Rím bol vybudovaný na 7 pahorkoch, aj teda keď sa na to pozrieme, bolo to skutočne tak. A na rieke Tiber, čiže Rím leží na rieke Tiber, blízko teda Stredozemného mora. Rome was also the center of land, so the whole Apennine Peninsula, and sea commercial communications. So it was really good location for the capital city. And as a summary of the geography of ancient Rome, I put a quotation there. So, not without good reason did gods and men choose this spot as the site of city. It was said by Livy, who was historian of ancient Rome. So we can see that this city was predestinated to become the capital of great empire. So I'll move from geography to the periodization. We have only 3 periods that the history of ancient Rome is divided to, and it's the period of the kingdom, period of the republic, and the period of the empire. Again, you do not need to remember these specific years, okay? I just want you to remember that it was in this order. So kingdom was the first one, then republic, and then the empire, okay? So today we will discuss the kingdom, which was the first period of the ancient Rome. So during this period, in Apennine Peninsula, there were many different tribes living. You can see them also in the map. That can be a great help to you. So you can see there were the Etruscans, who were living in the green area, so in the north of Apennine Peninsula. Then Umbrians, who were living in the center of the peninsula. Sicels, that were living in the area of Sicily. And Greeks, who came from mainland Greece during the Great Greek colonization. Okay, this event you should remember. The Great Greek colonization happened because the lands of the ancient Greece were not so fertile. So these people were trying to find the better conditions for the agriculture, for living. okay, and they inhabited mostly the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, okay. So it happened during the Homeric period. So Greeks, as we can see them, they are in the map. They are marked by the yellow color. So the Greeks mostly inhabited the southern part of the Apennine Peninsula and also half of the island of Sicily. Okay? So I mentioned some of the tribes so far, but the most important for us are Etruscans and Latins. So these two. Okay? Etruscans, you can see them again as the green territory in the north, and Latins inhabited just the surroundings of city of Rome. Okay, so please just remember Etruscans, Latins, and that Greeks also inhabited this part of Apennine Peninsula. Okay, so these three are enough. Now I will tell you something about the establishing the city of Rome, but I'm pretty sure you have heard something about it before. So there's the legend that says that Rome was founded in 753 BC by Romulus and Remus. These two were twin brothers raised by a she-wolf. Naozaj predpokladám, že túto legendu ste všetci počuli, čiže bratia Romulus a Remus, ktorých vychovala vlčica. So this she-wolf raised them as young children, but after some time, after they founded the city of Rome, Romulus killed his brother Remus and became the first king. So he named the city after him. So Roma, Romulus, Roma. Okay, so they only established the city. Of course, it was not created in just a while. So that's why we have also saying that Rome wasn't built in a day, because it took centuries for Rome to develop. So it was not established only during the life of Romulus. Okay, it took really many centuries. Here I have a picture of the famous statue that's in Rome, and it's depicting this legend. So She-Wolf that is raising these two twin brothers, Romulus and Remus. For the building of Rome was mainly responsible the Etruscan civilization. These were the ones living in the north, okay? Please remember that. Their culture was in fact very similar to Mycenaean culture. Okay, so they had a lot of similar characteristics, like for example, architecture and their whole nature. So like their character was a lot of same as the Mycenaean. They, for example, built heavily fortified cities that they organized in the League of 12 Cities. These were ruled by kings with a senate. Senate was basically the aristocracy. So as you can see, it was also very highly organized, similar to the Mycenaeans. Okay, so we can say that the League of 12 Cities was the very basic of what we will know as the ancient Rome. There was also great Greek influence on the culture of Etruscans, so on writing, paintings, frescoes, pottery, religion. So Romans had basically the same religion as the ancient Greeks had, so they only adapted Greek gods and gave them new names. So for example, Zeus, the highest god in the Greek hierarchy, was Jupiter in Roman religion. Okay? He had the same powers, there were the same stories, but he just had another name. Hera was Juno, Poseidon was Neptune. Aphrodite, for example, was Venus. So it was really just the same. They also had the influence on the architecture, so on building techniques. For example, the use of the arch. Arch, alebo teda oblúk, začali Rímania používať po Grékoch. The Etruscans, and we can say the Romans, okay, so the early Romans, created Forum Romanum. This was the same thing as Agora in ancient Greece. Okay, so Forum Romanum was a public meeting place for political and social life with the most important temples and institutions around. So it was also the square with everything important, so the center of the city, and it's also in its name. Áno, Fórum Romanum. Vieme, že aj dnes nejaké fórum na internete je miesto, kde môžete zdieľať svoje názory, písať si vlastne medzi sebou, čiže je to vlastne odvodené od tohto slova, čiže je to nejaký priestor, čiže rímsky priestor, rímske fórum. Okay, so basically it's Roman agora. Another term is Cloaca Maxima, and this was one of the world's earliest sewage systems that helped to drain marshes and the swampy valley. Okay, we know that the earliest one was an Indus Valley civilization, but the Roman one was one of the earliest. Okay, so it was not the earliest, it was just one of the earliest systems that helped to drain marshes and the swampy valley, to the system od tokov, a not ten sewage system. Okay, next one is Circus Maximus, and this was the site of popular entertainment. Pozor, nejedná sa o Colosseum. Colosseum bolo postavené až v období císarstva, to si budeme hovoriť, keď budeme pri tomto období, že prvý bol Circus Maximus, ale mal teda veľmi podobný účel. So it was site of that popular entertainment in this period, and this was also fighting human to human or human to animal, and for example chariot racing, so a lot of different kinds of entertainment. Okay, so these are three terms that you should know for the period of kingdom: Forum Romanum, Cloaca Maxima, and Circus Maximus. During the period of kingdom there were 7 kings, and most of them were of the Etruscan origin. The last king was Tarquinius Superbus, who killed his father and predecessor and was hated by the Romans, so by his own people. So he was expelled from the country. Čiže prvý král bol Romulus, posledný král bol Tarquinius Superbus, but he was expelled, so he was banished from the country, sent to exile. And after that, the Republic was established in 510 BC. Čiže od roku 753 pred Kristom do roku 510 pred Kristom bolo obdobie kráľovstva, ktoré je iba prvým obdobím rímskej ríše. Now I will show you some pictures for this topic. So here we can see the very typical artifact for the Etruscan civilization, and it's an Etruscan sarcophagus. So if you remember the Egyptian sarcophagus, for example, okay, it has more layers. So inside there's a coffin with the body, and on that there are several layers of the sarcophagus. Okay, so this was we can see the highest layer, and as you can see there are 2 people on it. Because it was very typical for the Etruscans to be for the husband and wife to be buried together in one sarcophagus, and you can see that they were also depicted on the top in very typical position for them. So it says a lot about their culture. You can also see how they probably looked like. Okay, so what they wore, what kind of clothing, maybe hairstyles, and so on. So this is very typical for the Etruscans. Here you have Forum Romanum, well, the remains of Forum Romanum. So this is how it looks today. So you can see that there are remnants of the temples that were there, and in between there was this square where they shared the ideas, where they were talking about social and public life. Okay, and we'll go on. This, as you can guess, is Cloaca Maxima, so one of these earliest sewage systems, and you can see how it looks today. So it's very well preserved. So you can still see it in today's Rome, and it's also quite visited by the tourists. Here we have the Circus Maximus, so you can see the reconstruction in the top picture, so how it looked like. during the period of the kingdom. And in the bottom picture, you can see how it looks today. So its remains. And that's the very last thing. So I will do the quick revision as always. So to know really basic things about geography. So it was suitable for agriculture, fertile, not mountainous, so the United Empire could develop over there. Okay. The Alps were the natural border that defended against the invaders. Rome was built on 7 rolling hills on the Tiber River. Okay, and also near the Mediterranean Sea, what was very good for the sea trade. We have 3 periods of the ancient Rome: the kingdom, the republic, and the empire. The most important tribes that were living in the Apennine Peninsula were the Etruscans and Latins. The legend says that the city of Rome was founded by Romulus and Remus, who were the twin brothers raised by a she-wolf. Romulus became the first king after he killed his brother and named the city after him, so Rome. Here we have them. The Etruscan civilization was the most important in this period because they were responsible for the building of Rome, where they built heavily fortified cities that were organized in the League of 12 cities. They were really similar to the Mycenaeans, so with thick walls. These people also had very similar culture and political system because the League of 12 Cities was ruled by kings with the Senate. There was a huge Greek influence because Greeks got there during the Great Colonization. It was in racing, agriculture, even religion because the Romans took over the Greek gods and gave them new names. Apart from that, they had very similar square for public meetings. It was called Forum Romanum, so the same thing as Agora in Greece. Cloaca Maxima was one of the world's earliest sewage systems. Circus Maximus was the site of popular entertainment. There were 7 kings during this period, most of them Etruscan, and the last king, Tarquinius Superbus, was expelled from the country, and after that the republic was established. Okay? Then you should know something about this. So what is in the picture? Okay, when I will ask you maybe in spot check or test or whatever, you just have to study on a regular basis. It's the thing that should be a great help for you. So that's it. And until the next online lecture, bye.